Your dog did something today that you completely misunderstood. Maybe they stole food off your counter. Maybe they sprinted like a lunatic through the living room. Or maybe they did something that felt like a quiet insult. They walked up to you, turned their back, and sat down. In the human world, turning your back is a sign of disrespect. But according to canine behavioral science, your dog was actually performing the Sentinel Protocol. In canine body language, the back is the most vulnerable surface on the body. By turning away and leaning their weight into you, your dog isn't ignoring you. They are making the most profound statement of safety available in their entire social vocabulary. They are saying, I trust you completely to cover my blind side while I guard the front for both of us. You cover my back, I cover yours. For 15,000 years, we have shared a fire with these animals. We didn't just tame them, we merged our lives with them. But today, we are cracking open a hidden communication system older than human civilization itself. 16 behaviors you've been misreading your entire life, starting with a dark, ancient ritual happening right on your skin. We have been told the same simple story our entire lives. Dog licks you, dog loves you, it's on greeting cards, it's in movies. But canine cognition researchers have discovered that licking is almost never just affection. It is functional. It is a highly calculated biological analysis. When a dog's tongue touches your skin, they are transferring scent molecules to a highly specialized sensory tool called the vomeronasal organ, or Jacobson's organ, located in the roof of their mouth. This organ allows your dog to literally taste your emotional chemistry. It bypasses conscious thought to read your pheromones, your cortisol levels, and your adrenaline. They aren't just greeting you, they are running a diagnostic check on your mental state. But to understand why this behavior is written so deeply into their DNA, we have to go back to the darkness. The very beginning, your dog was born into total blindness, eyes sealed shut, no awareness of light or the outside world. The very first sensation they ever felt before they even knew they existed was their mother's tongue moving across their tiny body to stimulate breathing and circulation. That first lick carried a hardwired ancestral message. You are alive, you are safe. But as they grow, the biology shifts. In wolf packs, when the adults return to the den after a hunt, the pups urgently lick the corners of the mother's mouth. Why? Because it triggers a neurological regurgitation response. It is a primal request for food. So, when your dog licks your face first thing in the morning, look past the cute narrative. In the oldest language they know, they might just be looking at you as the ultimate resource provider and saying, I need something from you. Once you realize every habit has a hidden blueprint, the rest of the list falls into place like dominoes. Take air licking, 1 or 2 licks at nothing. That's just your dog using that Jacobson's organ to sample a faint scent floating in the room. But if you see persistent, rhythmic air licking 10, 20 times in an hour, make a veterinary appointment. In veterinary neurology, this is a classic displacement behavior triggered by chronic acid reflux, dental pain, or focal seizures. What about when they eat dirt? Before you laugh and pull them away, realize that soil contains raw iron, zinc, and magnesium, elements frequently lacking in highly processed commercial kibble. Pregnant dogs will even chew on drywall because the calcium in plaster targets a sudden physiological deficit. Their bodies follow biochemistry with flawless precision. Assume nutrition first and check their blood work. And then there are the Zoomies, mechanically known as frenetic random activity periods. This isn't a glitch or a crazy mood. Dogs were biologically engineered to travel up to 30 miles a day. The modern domestic dog travels about 30 feet. When emotional tension or physical restraint builds up, like the sensory overload of a stressful bath, cortisol floods their system. The Zoomie is a violent biological discharge. They are quite literally running the stress out of their nervous system until they hit a balanced baseline. But how do dogs navigate all this high intensity energy without accidentally hurting each other? They use a meta signal. When your dog sneezes mid wrestle, it's a real time communication overlay. The direct translation is everything I'm doing right now, the biting, the snarling, it's just a game. We're still good. It resets the nervous system so play doesn't escalate into combat. Try fake sneezing back at your dog during a game of tug of war. Watch how instantly their posture softens. You are speaking their native tongue, but misreading a metasignal is nothing compared to the single most heartbreaking misunderstanding in the human-canine relationship, the sleep growl. This behavior has terrified families into rehoming perfectly good dogs. You gently touch your sleeping dog to wake them up, and they flash their teeth and growl. Here's the neuroscience. During deep REM sleep, the forebrain, the part responsible for recognizing familiar faces and suppressing threat responses, goes completely offline. When a sleeping dog is touched suddenly, the primitive brain stem fires a survival reflex before the conscious mind even wakes up. Look at what happens 2 seconds later. The tail wags, the eyes soften, they nudge your hand. That is the exact millisecond the conscious brain catches up and realizes it's you. Punishing a sleep growl is devastating. You are teaching an amnesic mind that sleeping near you is dangerous. Never startle them. Use your voice first. Give them a moment to surface, and the ghost disappears on its own. As we climb higher into the canine mind, we see just how brilliant their logic actually is. Why does your dog sit on your suitcase the moment you pack? They have mapped a flawless causal link. Suitcase equals your long-term disappearance. Lying on it is a physical intervention to disrupt the sequence. At the same time, they are performing two-way olfactory marking, rubbing their oils into your clothes so you carry them with you, while packing your scent into their coat as a biochemical security blanket. This is the same reason they sit directly on your feet. Your feet carry the most concentrated sweat glands and chemical signatures on your body. To a dog's nose, your shoes and feet are a massive scent broadcast tower. By planting themselves there, they trigger a flood of oxytocin, the exact same bonding hormone that fires between a mother and her newborn child. You are quite literally their chemical safe zone. But that dependency can manifest in strange ways, like a dog that refuses to eat unless you are in the room. In the wild, eating is a position of absolute vulnerability. You are distracted, your head is down, and predators are real. Your dog isn't waiting for permission. They are asking for a sentinel. They need you to stand guard so their nervous system can drop into a rest and digest state. But don't confuse that respect with human morality. When your dog steals food off an unguarded table, they feel zero moral guilt. Canine reasoning is simple. Food belongs to whoever is actively defending it. If a plate is left alone on a coffee table with no one hovering or growling over it, that food is legally up for grabs. That guilty look they give you when you catch them later, that isn't remorse. It's fear of your current subvocal cues and anger. They don't connect the punishment to the sandwich they ate 5 minutes ago. They just know that right now, you are terrifying. This brings us to the behaviors that carry the heaviest emotional weight, the signals that sound like loneliness, but are actually emergencies. When you leave the house and your dog howls, they are not just crying. They are broadcasting an emergency acoustic locator. In the wild, this specific frequency is built to cut through miles of dense forest to reunite a scattered pack. Your dog cannot mentally comprehend a 9 to 5 corporate job. All their biology knows is that their pack has vanished into thin air. They are screaming their coordinates into the void, desperately waiting for an answering howl. And when you are home, they channel that deep, ancient wildness into their toys. That violent, side to side head thrash is the terminal kill sequence. In the wild, this rapid lateral snap instantly ruptures the cervical spinal cord of small prey. The high-pitched squeaker inside the toy mimics the death cry of a captured animal, which neurologically confirms to your dog's brain that the hunt is successful. Whether it's a 100-pound German Shepherd or a 6-pound Chihuahua sitting on a velvet pillow, the ancient programming doesn't care about their lifestyle. Let them shake it. It is the highest form of evolutionary enrichment they have left. Which brings us to the 2 final secrets. The ones that prove your dog might be watching over your life closer than you think. Why do they dodge your camera? To a human, a smartphone is just a piece of glass. To a dog, a large fixed circular lens is a giant, unblinking eye. In canine social structure, prolonged, direct, unblinking eye contact is a declaration of war or a dominant challenge. Your dog isn't being camera shy. They are being incredibly polite, turning their head away to actively de-escalate a confrontation they think you are starting with them. But if they look away from the camera, there is one thing they will never look away from: your health. If your dog begins licking one specific spot on your body, the exact same patch of skin day after day, with an obsessive, focused intensity, do not ignore it. Dogs can detect chemical markers of malignant diseases at concentrations of 1 part per trillion. Medical literature is filled with verified cases of family dogs identifying melanomas, deep tissue infections, or impending diabetic crashes through focus licking long before a doctor ever ordered a biopsy. That annoying, persistent wet spot isn't a habit. It is a medical assessment. Every zoomie, every lean, every howl, and every lick is a word in a 15,000-year-old conversation. Your dog is not just an animal living in your house. Their nervous system is biochemically and neurologically wired directly into your soul. They don't see an owner. They see the one safe harbor their entire evolutionary history was built to find. The next time they reach out to you, remember, it's never just a habit. They are speaking the oldest language on Earth. And now, finally, you speak it too. Has your dog ever stepped in and read your emotions before anyone else in the room noticed? Tell me your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to know the shocking reason why your dog stares at you while they eat, click on the video right here. See you in the next one.